fire Geoffrey Berman, Mr. President? Why'd you fire him?
That's all up to the Attorney General. Attorney General Barr is working on that. That's his department, not my department. But we have a very capable Attorney General, so that's really up to him. I'm not involved.
U.S. President Donald Trump has fired a New York prosecutor who was investigating some of his loved ones and was refusing to resign, Attorney General William Barr reported Saturday. "Since you said you had no intention of resigning, I asked the president to stop you today, and he did," Barr wrote in a letter to the fired Manhattan federal prosecutor, Geoffrey Berman, published by the U.S. media. Barr accused prosecutor Berman of having opted for public entertainment over public service. But Trump later said it has nothing to do with Berman's firing. "All of that depends on the Attorney General," he told reporters at the White House. "He is working on that. It is his department, not my department. I am not involved," said the president. Since being appointed by a federal court to head the powerful New York Southern District Attorney's Office in 2018, Geoffrey Berman has overseen the process against former Trump lawyer Michael Cohen. He also investigated the efforts of the former mayor and now presidential advisor Rudy Giuliani to discredit political opponents of the president. He also investigated two Giuliani associates accused of violating the campaign finance law and helping to dirty Trump's opponent, Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden, in the Ukraine scandal that led to the president's impeachment. Berman also investigates crimes committed by the late financier and suspected child molester Jeffrey Epstein, who was a friend of Trump and his associates. Barr initially announced Berman's resignation late Friday night and said Trump would nominate Securities and Exchange Commission Chief Jay Clayton, a corporate attorney inexperienced in prosecutions, instead. "I thank Geoffrey Berman, who is resigning after 2.5 years of service as the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York," Barr said in a statement. "Our investigations will advance." But Berman, who is a Republican and a donor to Trump's presidential campaign, said he learned of his apparent departure in Barr's statement. "I have not resigned, and I have no intention of resigning," Berman said in a press release. Democratic Senate Leader Chuck Schumer urged the Justice Department Inspector General to investigate why the government wants Berman to leave office. Jerry Nadler, the Democratic head of the House of Representatives Judicial Committee, accused Barr of repeatedly interfering in criminal investigations on behalf of Trump. In recent months, the Trump administration has fired or demoted inspectors general of the Pentagon, the State Department, the intelligence community and the Department of Public Health. Berman's predecessor in office, Preet Bharara, was fired in 2017 after refusing to give up on Trump's request. Why does the president get rid of the prosecutor for the Southern District of New York that he himself chose on a Friday night, less than 5 months from the presidential election of November 3? Bharara asked on Twitter. Barbara McQuaid, former prosecutor and professor of law at the University of Michigan, explained to AFP that because Berman was appointed by the court, if Trump fires him, he can only be replaced by the court or by a person confirmed by the U.S. Senate. Berman will be replaced on an interim basis by his number 2, Audrey Strauss. The prosecutor could file a lawsuit to try to stay in office, but our current Supreme Court is so deferential with the presidential authority that it could well allow for such impeachment, said Professor Shane, an expert on separation of powers.